Shabbat Shalom. This is Larry Mitz with Friends of Israel. We are continuing our verse-by-verse study through the Apocalypse. And this morning we are going to be looking at the heavenly Jerusalem. Now, Abraham lived in the land of Canaan, but his focus was on the heavenly Jerusalem. Hebrews 11:8-10 says, "By faith Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out of the place which he would receive as an inheritance. And he went out not knowing where he was going. By faith he dwelt in the land of promise as in a foreign country, dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob, with heirs with him in the same promise. For he waited for a city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is God." What will heaven be like? No human understands how beautiful heaven will be. 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, "But it is written, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him." Revelation 21 gives us a quick look at the heavenly Jerusalem. Revelation 21:9-21. "Then one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls filled with the seven last plagues came to me and talked with me, saying, 'Come, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife.' And he carried me away in the Spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God. Her light was like a most precious stone, like jasper stone, clear as crystal. Also she had a great and high wall with 12 gates and 12 angels at the gates, and the names written on them, which are the 12 names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. 3 gates on the east, 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, and 3 gates on the west. Now the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and on them were the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he who talked with me had a gold reed to measure the city, the gates, its walls. The city is laid out as a square. The length is as great as the breadth. And he measured the city with a reed, 12,000 furlongs. Its length, its breadth, and its height are equal. Then he measured the wall, 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of an angel. And the construction of the wall was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like clear glass. The foundation of the wall of the city were adorned with all kinds of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth emerald, the fifth sarnux, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, the 10th chrysoprase, the 8th jacinth, and the 12th amethyst. The 12 gates were 12 pearls. Each individual gate was of 1 pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, like transparent glass. How long is 12,000 furlongs? It is about 1,500 miles or 2,400 kilometers. That's one huge city. Let me attempt to put it in perspective. If the northwest corner of the New Jerusalem was placed in Calgary, the southwest corner would be in Las Vegas. The southeast corner would be in Dallas. The northeast corner would be Winnipeg. But the heavenly Jerusalem will not be centered in North America. It'll be centered in Jerusalem. It will include all of Egypt to the west, Iraq and Jordan to the east, most of Saudi Arabia to the south, Syria, Lebanon, and most of Turkey to the north. It will be 5,760 square kilometers. To put it in perspective, that's larger than the country of India. In fact, only Russia, Canada, China, United States, Brazil, and Australia have larger land masses than the heavenly Jerusalem. Surrounding the city will be a wall 144 cubits high. That's 216 feet or 65 meters high. It'll be a 16-story fence surrounding the city. Today, if you visit Jerusalem, you can walk on the wall surrounding part of the old city of Jerusalem. I don't know if the saints will be allowed to walk upon the walls of the heavenly Jerusalem, but it would be quite a hike. If I don't stop to smell the roses, I can stroll at a fairly leisurely rate of 5 kilometers per hour. If I walk for 8 hours, I will travel about 40 kilometers, just shy of a marathon. Walking 40 kilometers per day, it will take me 2 months, 60 days to walk one side of the heavenly Jerusalem and 240 days to complete the circuit. How high is the heavenly Jerusalem? It would be 600,000 stories high. To put in perspective, the tallest building today is Burj Khalifa in Dubai, which is 830 meters. The heavenly Jerusalem is 2,800 times higher. Mount Everest is 8,848 meters high. The heavenly Jerusalem be 270 times higher than the world's highest mountain. Now, Calgary is infamous for urban sprawl. There is 1,640,000 people living in 5,107 square kilometers, a population density of 321 people per square kilometer. The tallest building in Calgary is 60 stories. All our citizens dwell somewhere between 1 and 60 stories. The heavenly Jerusalem will be 1,000 times higher. There will be plenty of room in heaven. John 14, 1-3 says, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am you may be also." 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, "But as is written, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him." Our eternal home is the heavenly Jerusalem, but there are 12 gates leading out. We will have the opportunity to explore the new earth, no longer stained with sin. 2 Peter 3:13, "Nevertheless we, according to the promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth in which righteousness dwells." The heavens have been created to bring glory to God. Psalm 19:1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork." In heaven, our focus will be on the Lord, but I feel he will permit us to explore the glories of heaven. I really look forward to exploring the rings of Saturn, but there's a whole universe for the saints to discover. According to European Space Agency, astronomers estimate there are 100,000 million stars in the Milky Way alone. Outside of that, there are millions upon millions of other galaxies also. And then in the MIT says, to put in perspective, if God were to divide the number of stars among all humans alive today, you personally would have 44.8 trillion stars. I do not believe there is enough time in eternity to explore the new heavens and the earth. John Newton put it this way, "When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days than to sing God's praise than we first begun." Amazing grace. Shabbat Shalom. This is Larry Mitchell, Friends of Israel.